Okay, welcome back to Let's Play Cythera.
Yay.
We finished Owen's quest, and we put on our armor and stuff. And this is our bedroom. And this is Demodicus's bedroom. The sound effects are still way too loud, so I don't know what I can do about that. What do you think?
I don't know. Mute them?
Mute them.
Probably not worth it.
If I mute the sound effects, I think it's gonna mute the music as well.
Yeah, probably.
Let's see, yeah. Oh well. Let's talk to Demodicus.
Ah, you must be the newcomer. I've heard rumors about Alaric's summoning. Ah, you must be the newcomer. I've heard rumors about Alaric summoning you. If rumors I hear are true, you've come none too soon. Much is wrong, and Alaric seems unable to deal with it.
Same thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Demodicus, the Bard.
Rumors.
Though I've not been there recently, I heard from a friend that something is very wrong in Catamarca. People have been getting sick. A few have even died. It may be just a rumor, but my instinct tells me a great story could start there.
Catamarca.
Catamarca is a resort town on a peninsula east of Cademia. Cademia is the oldest city in Cythera, where River Styx flows into the sea.
Cythera.
River Cythera.
Or however you pronounce that. I don't know how to pronounce it, but Styx is the other river.
River Cythera flows from Land King Hall to the sea at Cademia.
Okay. Job.
I make legends out of the follies of man and entertain people with ballad and fable.
Entertain.
Oh, why, yes, I often travel from city to city, playing at inns to delight the patrons, and occasionally I am honored to perform for the Land King. Of late, I come to play for the Land King more often to lift Alaric's spirits.
Alaric.
Alas, Alaric is not well, and the land not well with him. I do what I can to make him feel better with my arts of song, but perhaps you can do more.
Land.
Cythera was once a proud land with little crime and beautiful, prospering villages, from the mighty Cademia to the quaint village of Odemia.
Crime.
With the bandits roaming about, there is much mischief afoot, but the honorable folks in town do not condone such stealing and pillaging.
Bandits.
Nasty sorts. Cythera used to be a peaceful land. I don't know what is behind their appearance, be it just vultures feasting on the decaying land, or a more organized plot.
Organized?
I don't know for sure, but it's certainly possible that there are unseen forces at work. Or it could just be another sort of a plague descending upon the land.
We already talked about that. Inns.
The best sorts don't often frequent them, but most folks are decent enough, and idle chatter can often be quite informative. This life suits me well, despite the traveling.
Traveling?
I spend much of my time traveling, and this advice I'll give you. Travel at night only with an alert eye and a drawn sword. There have been bandits about, running amok in the land as Alaric's power to stop them has weakened.
What haven't I done yet? More.
Alaric has been waning and is further drained from summoning you here. Much depends on you, hero. I hope to sing about your tale one day.
Okay. Now you can ask him about, like, anything you can train in. Like, attack.
Old Hadrian has trained many a warrior.
Or cooking.
While many an innkeeper can cook, none can match Alaric's cooking mesa.
Or, well, the only useful one to ask him is about haggling and persuasion.
Many a shopkeeper knows how to persuade his customer to part with their oberoi, but none was as good as Neoptolemus. However, he's a bit crazy now and tells the most boring stories I've ever heard, which says quite a bit.
I love how you pronounce that guy's name. I was like, that's probably the way to do it, but there's no way I can repeat what you just did.
I'm not sure I could either.
Let's see. We also want to ask him about Kosha.
We don't know about Kosha yet, though. Why are we asking about it?
Oh, we saw it on the map.
Oh,
we know all about Kosha.
I don't get down to Kosha as much as I used to when old man Kanakis ruled. Kanakis was a good man, better than all his sons put together. He was also a big fan. I remember his favorite song of mine went like this. He plays the notes PHJMD.
Now I kind of regret turning the sound off because it actually did those notes. Do, 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 do. And it was kind of cute.
Of course, that's with this lyre. To be done right, it needs to be played on panpipes. Unfortunately, nobody makes panpipes that play all those notes anymore, though some people might still have a set around.
Anything else we want to ask this guy?
I don't know. Ask about everything written on the map.
Okay, next.
Nyx is a city on the eastern coast of Cythera, home of the Magisterium.
Magisterium.
All who wish to learn the art of magic must be approved by Headmaster Lindus at the Magisterium in Nyx.
Can we ask him about, like, the swamp?
I think I once wrote a song about that, but now it's just echoes of the past.
You wrote a song about the swamp.
Well,
I could ask him anything, and he's once wrote a song about it, so clearly he's written a lot of songs.
When you're a bard that's been around this long.
It's also called Calcus Swamps, or Calcus Ruins, or something like that. Oh well. There's also an iron mine.
House Aedis controls an iron mine southwest of Academia.
Okay. Ask him about... How do you pronounce that? Aedis?
House Aedis is the former ruling house of Academia.
Okay. Pretty generic responses now.
Yeah.
Could ask him about everything you can train in, but like bare hand.
Old Malager is a sly one, knows many a thing about survival and keeping one's wits.
Nice.
Thucydides, the head of the guarding Odemia, is the master of the axe, though he trains his men in the use of the mace.
I don't think I asked him about Odemia.
Odemia is a rustic town along the coast northeast of Academia.
Okay, I didn't ask him everything. I've been getting bored of it, so I'm going to say bye.
Off on some adventure? Well, sometime you'll have to tell them all to me so I can make a ballad.
I wonder if, like, after the game, he would actually make the ballad. Now down here we have just some extra bedrooms.
Empty room. Another empty room.
Adrian and Amessa share that room. We haven't really
Jump on their bed, jump on their bed.
I wish I could. I can walk on their beds. I could sleep in their beds until they want to use them. And then there's an armory over here. Those chests are locked. One of them's a regular lock, one is a magic lock.
We don't want bows and arrows.
I don't think I do. I don't use bows, arrows, spears. Those are not very good weapons in this game.
Door. Looks like a kitchen.
Oh, there she is. There's Messa.
You see an older woman, a bit weary, but happy. Greetings and welcome to our world, stranger. I'm Amessa, Alaric's cook. If there's anything I can do for you to help you in your journeys, please just ask.
Cook.
Are you hungry and in need of food?
Always.
Let me get you something to eat. She gives you some food.
Anything.
Well, I can offer you some food if you like, but what we have around here won't keep you nourished for too long while off on travels.
That depends on how many times I ask her for food. I could ask her 100 times.
Oh, the bread! Who knows how long it will be before you're able to find another place to catch a meal? You'll be able to get something to eat at various inns, of course, but for a price.
Food. Give me food.
Are you hungry and in need of food?
Yes, I still am.
Let me get you something to eat.
Okay, journeys?
Oh, I'd imagine you'll be traveling far and wide soon. Be careful, keep your eyes open, and perhaps see if you can get some people to help you along the way.
Is that a hint?
Nothing like having friends to help you out of a rough spot. I don't travel much myself, so I don't know much about the goings-on in the land, but my husband is quite worldly. Perhaps he can tell you a thing or two.
Husband.
Yes, my husband is Hadrian, the captain of the guards here. A loving father and a strong man, although Alaric's ailing health has him troubled.
There's a lot of typos
You'll
in this
find
game.
him at the Land King's side most of the time these days.
Catch.
Animals roaming in the wilds of Cythera are a good source of meat, but be careful not to wantonly slaughter animals in town. They invariably belong to someone, and they'll be none too pleased with you.
They might miss you repeatedly. It's very dangerous.
Please, if you do kill such wild animals for food, do so quickly and mercifully.
Inns.
Oh, just about every village in Cythera has an inn, a place where you can get a hot meal and a good night's sleep.
I was just thinking about how she said you should kill wild animals mercifully. Like, maybe not with a rolling pin.
Maybe not with her rolling pin. She probably doesn't want you to take her rolling pin.
Especially if I steal her rolling
kill
pin.
Wild animals.
It didn't even work very well, so I'm not going to do that this time.
I don't condone many of the sort who hang about there for the drink, however. And, of course, you're always welcome to come back here instead, where I can give you something to eat before you turn at your quarters for the night.
Job?
I am the cook for Alaric. My specialty is bread.
Did you say cook?
Are you hungry and in need of food?
Yep, sure am.
Let me get you something to eat.
I already asked him about Alaric, right? Ask her about Alaric?
I don't remember.
I asked him Oedicus about Alaric.
I too am concerned for Alaric. I do what I can, providing him with nourishing food to ease his weary bones and troubled brow. These are troubled times, stranger. I do hope you can help him, and by doing so, help us and all the land of Cythera. I'm Emissa. Ma'am?
I go through that whole long conversation. Oh, wait, what was your name? I asked her to train me.
Would you like to learn how to make bread?
Yeah, might as well.
Baking bread isn't that hard. Take some flour and spread it out. Take some water and add to the flour. Take a rolling pin and roll out the dough. Take the finished dough and bake it, and you're done.
A little different than how I make bread in real life, but okay.
Like pizza. Farewell.
Just in case anyone ever watches this video who doesn't know how to play Cythera, that cost me one of my training points, and now I know how to make bread. So I'm going to make some. Take flour, add water, and then we need a rolling pin for the next step, so... Oh, I tried to talk to it instead of pick it up. T for take, right?
No, T for talk. They aren't tea cakes. They're flatbreads.
How many should I make?
I don't know. All of them! Can't even make them with interesting liquids like using wine instead of water.
You cannot. Let me see. Does it give you a message or something? Can't use wine there. Can't use oil there. It's pretty boring. Oh, my log just updated. Now that's in the video too. As well as Fiery's name. Sorry, Fiery. How many do I have now? 11. I think 13 would be ideal. The flour never runs out. The water never runs out. Kind of boring. Is that 13? Is that 14? I think I made one too many. Too lazy to count though. Rolling pin. Let me see, can I move this over? No, I can't do that. That stinks. So I gotta roll all these out and they become cute little dough mounds. You can watch Mesa make her own bread. It's kind of cool how she's one of the few characters that actually does something in the game. Most of them just wander around or sit at a table or something. But see, she's making it too and baking it. And she gets mad if you steal what she baked.
Do it, do it.
Oh, try eating it. No, I don't think she did it. Oh yeah, she did. She took the bread I baked. Right?
You didn't put any bread out yet.
Oh, I didn't. Okay. If I take it instead of just eating it, she will take it back. Most of the food will stack up, but homemade bread does not. Don't ask me why. This skill is not really very useful for most of the game because you can get food in other places, so it seems like a waste of a training point. But it's necessary in order to complete the game that you have homemade flatbread. So since I have to do it eventually, I'll do it right now. Alright, now let's talk to Hector. He is Hadrian and Amessa's son.
You see a young warrior with a look of fire in his eyes. Ah, you are the one that was summoned by Alaric. My name is Hector, and I am honored to meet you.
Ask him his name, even though he
I am
told
called
me.
Hector. Our legends tell of a great warrior named Hector, and I hope to follow in his and my father's footsteps.
He likes to talk about his dad.
So you're the stranger that Alaric has summoned here to aid him?
Yes, I'm a stranger.
Well, I hope Alaric knows what he's doing. No offense, but you don't look like much of a hero to me.
I am going to take offense to that.
However, I suppose looks can be deceiving, as my mother always says.
You have a mother?
My mother's right around the corner in the kitchen, usually. She's a kind-hearted soul, and it kills me to see her working at such a menial job.
What do you want to see her doing?
She's here mostly to be close to my father, I think, and she does seem to enjoy her work.
Work?
Well, she prepares all the meals for folks in the Lanking Hall, including Alaric himself. Say, I bet if you asked her, she'd be more than willing to cook you a hot meal.
She gave me a pomegranate. I wouldn't call that a hot meal.
A pomegranate, a loaf of bread, and a flatbread.
But a pomegranate. Alaric.
Alaric is more than just our ruler. He binds the land together in some strange way that I don't understand. I may not know exactly what is going on, but I do know that as Alaric has weakened, the land has suffered as well.
Suffered, huh?
Much has happened in Cythera that would be unthinkable just a few scant years ago. It's as if the land is stricken with a disease and can no longer fight back against agents of evil.
Evil.
I've heard stories of criminals roaming rampant, and stranger still, of odd creatures roaming about.
Criminals?
How I'd love to give them a taste of their own medicine, dark-hearted cowards.
Well, their medicine is cash, and they've already tasted it.
Cythera should return to the just land it once was. Make
Never
Cythera
gonna
great!
happen.
Cythera should return to the just land it once was.
That's really bad. Let's say warrior.
Yes, I hope to honor my father, and as well as make a name for myself. I've been training and studying the ways of a warrior.
Training?
My father helped me out with that. He's a great warrior in his own right, as well as a patient teacher. I think I've passed the point where training alone can help me, however.
I disagree. You could be a lot stronger than you are. Job.
Well, they don't have a gym here. You can't do weightlifting. I am a warrior, or at least will be one like my father.
Father.
My father, Hadrian, is the head of Alaric's guards. It is a very honorable profession.
Alright. I guess you may join me.
I would be honored, but I have my duty to my father. You'll need to ask him first.
Of course. Bye.
Until we meet again.
So, we'll go talk to his dad.
Talk to the dad.
There he is.
You see an older warrior with a proud demeanor. Greetings and welcome to our world, stranger. I am Hadrian, the captain of Alaric's guard and trainer.
Trainer! Train me.
What would you like to train on?
Oh.
Attack, defense, sword, or shield?
I only have 3 training points. As far as I know, sword and shield are worthless. So, attack.
Hadrian runs you through some exercises to see your ability. Well, here's the basics of attacking.
I don't think that counted because I think that was just...
Do rogues have attack?
I think so.
Don't remember.
I'll do defense.
What would
now.
you like to train on?
Oh no, it's not working. There we go.
Hadrian runs you through some exercises to see your ability. Well, here's the basics of defense.
Let's do defense again.
Basics of defense.
Attack, and I think I can do one more.
You
No,
need
I
some
can't.
more experience before you can train.
Alright.
Farewell. Actually, if you don't mind, I was wondering if you could do a favor for me. My mother passed away recently, but with my duties here, I don't have time to properly honor her. Could you place these flowers on her grave? She is buried in the graveyard in Catamarca. Thank you. Her name was Andra, and she is buried next to my father, Lycus. Was he a werewolf?
What?
Lycus, like Ganthrope. So, was he a wolf?
What? I'm not following at all.
No. You forgot to ask him about kidnapping Hector.
Yeah. I wish I could train my defense some more. I only have 38 hit points. Oh well. Alright, greetings again. Hector is what I wanted to talk to you about.
My son Hector is a fine lad. He will be a great warrior and leader once he has a bit more experience. I would like your permission to have him accompany me on my journeys. Why, nothing would make me more proud. He will serve you with honor. Farewell, and thank you.
There goes my torch.
Oh no, it's dark. Morning, how can I be of service?
Are you joining me?
My father said yes. That is wonderful. I am honored to join you on your most noble quest. Let me know if there's anything else I can do for you.
Alright, now we have Hector in our party. He comes
Party,
with a
party,
key.
party, 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 party.
Yeah, we're gonna party. And you might notice he has a lot better stats than I do.
It's like a D key, but it's facing the other direction
Yeah,
than your
it
D
is.
key.
Yep, we both have D keys.
Bronze D keys facing an opposite direction. Does that make a difference?
It does make a difference. His unlocks the locked chest in the armory. And mine unlocked that trapdoor in Omen's Quest that I'm never going to need again. Anyway, so Hector
Maybe we
has
should throw it out.
80 hit
Or leave it in
points.
the room.
He has 25 body, 21 reflex, 19 mind.
That's more mind than you have.
Yeah, I don't know. He doesn't even need mind. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how mind affects non-mage characters. I feel like it doesn't do anything. There might be wrong.
It probably
He's also
helps
hungry.
with resisting like pierce spells and that sort of thing.
I'm gonna let him have one of my fear spells, I think.
Theoretically, anyway. Whether that was actually ever implemented or not.
So, since he has this key, we can open this chest. There's a magic arrow inside. That looks like, 6 arrows, but it's just 1. Kind of annoying. And the magically locked chest has bombs inside of it, but I don't have any way to open that right now. If I had stolen a bomb from Moon's Quest, I could use that, but I feel like exploding things in Land King Horror is kind of bad for him.
Earthquake!
Do you want to read that description?
What was that?
No, the description.
What was that, Hector? Oh, there. This room is dominated by a central pool, which seems to be flowing in a clockwise fashion, though no obvious source of flow is apparent. Suddenly, the earth begins to shake, and a rumbling is heard to the south of you. Let's go see. Whoa, look at that damage!
I like your Hector voice.
Yes, my leader, what can I do for you?
Damage.
This is our training room, but with the damage done by that earthquake, I don't know.
Earthquake?
This area has always had minor tremors, but this is the first one that caused major damage. Come to think of it, there have been more tremors here since Alaric began to weaken.
Okay.
Let me know if there's anything else I can do for you.
Okay. Better save the game.
Attack the dummy! Not Hector.
The other dummy. Alright, so far I have 10 experience points, and you can get 10 per dummy. So. Good hit gives me an experience point. It doesn't fight back, at least does nothing. In the scheme of things, 10 training points is pretty meaningless. But I'm doing this anyway, because it's really hard to get experience points right in the beginning of the game.
There we go.
Alright.
Can you get experience points hitting the targets with the arrows?
Yeah, I think so.
Secret tunnel.
Secret
A dead
tunnel.
body.
This guy's name is something like Anius. There's some cash. Our first view of cash. Steal that. We don't need a sword, leather helmet, or buckler. Not really useful. Follow the secret passage. All the way to the top.
Follow the purple brick road. Oh man, I
And
thought we
now
lost
we've got the Brazier room.
Brazier.
Brazier. Okay, Brazier. And if I lit them all up in the right order, it would give me a little message about the Tree of Life. Here's the Void room.
Void.
I call it the Void room. I think this is where Arlek stood and became bonded with the land.
Are you sure he didn't just get hypnotized by those psychedelic
I'm
vibes?
not sure. No, I'm not. Here we've got a secret door. And this is Magpie's room.
Does
He apparently paints, yeah, apparently.
Who does he paint? His mom? The Mona Lisa?
His mom is an Undyne.
Wow. You think it's a self-portrait?
I think maybe it's Alaric. I don't know.
I think it's his mom.
Let's see. Here's the library. We could read all the books in there. I don't know if that would be boring. What do you think? Do you want to read books or do you want to go on?
Let's read books.
Okay.
Life cycle of Sheila. There can be no doubt that the Sheila is one of the most dangerous inhabitants of Cythera, but little is known about these creatures. It is clear that the Sheila is the male of the species, while the female is rarely seen, a multi-armed terror known as the Hydra. Even more rare are the young of the species, though there is some debate on this point. These polyps are immature forms of the species, barrels shaped with tentacles at the top. No intact remains have been found from any of these creatures, so much will remain unknown, such as how they are able to seek out their prey, and this author will attest to the violent nature of these creatures.
It's kind of annoying that in this book it just states it as fact that the Sheila, Hydra, and Scylla. Wait, what's the other one? Polyp. The Sheila, Hydra, and Polyp are all the same species, but in one of the other books it's like we don't actually know if they're the same species or not.
Maybe this one was written later.
Yeah, maybe. By the way, do you want to do the scrolling down yourself, or do you want me to do it?
I'm fine with you doing it.
Okay.
Bestiary of Asilopus. Asilops. Common beasts. The flora and fauna of Cythera is rich and diversified. There are, however, several important common creatures that one would see in the wilds of Cythera. Note that this volume does not deal with domesticated beasts. Swamp gators. These vicious beasts are common in the southern swamps, though may sometimes be seen in swampy lands and riverbanks. They are both quick and deadly, but none too bright. Asps. Another denizen of the southern swamps, these creatures can also be found in other parts of the wilds. While they normally pose little threat to the traveler, their bite has been known to be poisonous. Rat lizards. This small lizard is found everywhere in the world, including in the sewer systems of academia. What they lack in size, however, they often make up for in numbers, and are known to swarm. Wolf lizards. A larger cousin of the rat lizard, the wolf lizard is found in larger packs. They are also more dangerous than the rat lizard, and for this reason the traveler is advised to not travel at night through the forests of the world, since this is their most common habitat. It is also suspected that they have dens and caves during the day. Unicorn. The massive six-legged single-horned reptile is common in the wilds of Cythera. Despite its appearances, it is normally quite harmless when viewed from a distance. The traveler is advised to leave these behemoths alone. Titan. With its long neck and tall stance, these graceful creatures normally feed upon the tallest trees of the forests. Like the unicorn, they are relatively harmless when left alone at a distance.
It makes unicorns and titans sound kind of scary, but they're actually completely harmless, period. I also feel like this is the only story in the world where unicorns are reptiles.
No, it's not.
It's the only one I've read or played.
Bestiary of Asilops. Uncommon beasts. Many are the strange and weird animals in the wilds of Cythera. See the Common Beasts volume for more details. Stranger still, however, are the creatures rarely seen in the wilds, found instead in other terrains. Giant crab. Like its smaller and tasty cousin, the giant crab is normally found near the ocean, along the various shores of Cythera. They are especially fond of caves and caverns near said shores. These creatures, however, are neither edible nor as innocuous as their smaller cousin. Instead, they are aggressive and dangerous, especially with their hard exoskeleton. Ooze. This gray slime is found in various caves and caverns of Cythera. While not appearing to be dangerous, they are, in fact, poisonous. It, however, is rumored that they are very susceptible to fire. Land jellyfish. Like the ooze, these creatures are found in caves and caverns. Also like the ooze, they are poisonous, but these creatures can also swim. They are to be treated like the ooze in other respects. Giant slug. If there were ever a more disgusting-looking creature, one would be hard-pressed to find it. This sickly-colored giant bag of moving rot and decay is normally found only in the caves and caverns of the land, feeding off both dead and not-so-dead creatures.
What do you think? Would Pelican be a candidate for something that's more disgusting looking?
Well, have you ever talked to a giant slug? What's their portrait like?
I can't talk to them.
Bummer.
You're met with a stony silence.
Fortunately, it is relatively harmless as well as easy to kill Sheila.
What?
Wait.
Sorry, I must have scrolled down really far.
No, you Yeah, it's a second paragraph of the
Oh,
same
okay.
section.
Okay. So
Sheila.
confusing.
At sea, there is no creature more feared than Sheila, the sea monster. All that is normally seen is its massive head above water as well as its tentacles, though sometimes just the tentacles are seen. No remains of this creature have been found, so it is assumed that the tentacles and the massive head are one creature. Sheila is the main reason that the Cytheran ancestors had to give up their original maritime lifestyle. Flora and fauna of Cythera. The wildlife of Cythera is widely diversified for being such a small landform, but the environment ranges from mountains to forests, plains to swamps. The predominant life forms are reptilian hexapods, from the smallest scavenger, larger larger pack-based predators, and giant land-based herbivores. I feel like that's bad grammar.
Mm-hmm.
Of these, only the swamp crocodile is similar to what we are used to, albeit with 6 legs. There is also a giant version of a crustacean similar to a crab. It is fortunate that the settlers were able to bring some livestock and plant clippings, or life on Cythera would have been difficult. However, goats and chickens can flourish almost everywhere. The climate has also been quite satisfactory for growing both grapes and olives, which provide a staple to the diet. A native plant similar to flax can produce both flour and the fiber for thread and fabric production.
Do you feel like a non-Cytherian wrote this book? Like some other visitor like me? Or
No,
it was written like shortly after they came there?
I think it was probably written shortly after they came there.
Then it's really old. Yeah. Because that was like 900
probably
years ago.
Probably a copy of it. Either that or somebody was high. Bestiary of Aesop's legendary beasts. There are plenty of strange and exotic beasts in Cythera. See my previous 2 volumes, Common Beasts and Uncommon Beasts, without the need to create new creatures. This author has had no personal experience with any of these creatures, so some doubt as to their existence is given. Nonetheless, my work cannot be complete without at least mentioning some of them. Polyp, a green barrel-like creature with a single beak-like mouth on the top, and thickening tentacles around the top of the body. This creature may be related to Sheila, due to the similar tentacled appearance. They are supposed to be very aggressive and dangerous. Hydra, what might be a larger version of a polyp, or perhaps another species entirely. This massive creature is everything that is wrong with the polyp, magnified tenfold. While I might wish to doubt its existence, there have been too many reports to dismiss so easily. Still, no remains have ever been found. Fire Sprite. This legendary creature appears to be some sort of living flame. This is certainly just another traveler's tale with little to back up the existence of it. Harpy. Strange, dead-colored flying creatures have been reported living somewhere in the southeastern extremes of the land. With a whip-like tail and rubbery wings, this creature might be more at home in the sea than the air. Either their bite or their tail are rumored to be poisonous. Sylph. This floating, pulsing ball of light has sometimes been seen by travelers during the night, only to vanish as one approaches it. The true source of this phenomenon may never be discovered. Metics. The legendary creatures who built some of the ruins of Cythera. These creatures are entirely in the realm of legend. Said to be tall with gray skin and green hair, these creatures are still rumored to live in remote parts of Cythera, contemplating who knows what. Undines. Some fishermen have reported seeing human-like creatures playing in the waves of a
Yeah, it seems to be missing something at the end there.
Waves at a great distance?
Yeah, probably. I don't know if that's a bug or if the book's supposed to be cut off like that.
Probably exceeded the number of characters that could show. Basis of magic. Magic is based on the powers of the earth itself, which, when manipulated by the powers of a mage, can produce wonders. The process of manipulating these powers is done by casting a spell. One of the key tools of a mage is their grimoire, which is a book of tables and formulas used not only to research spells, but to study existing ones. It is crucial in learning new spells, especially when learning from scrolls as opposed to tomes. The way of a mage begins as an apprentice who studies under a master so that one day they may become a student at the magisterium in Pnyx. It is as a student that they gain their grimoire and learn their first spells. Under watchful eyes, they learn spells from scrolls using the information in their grimoire. After the magisterium, the young mage begins a period of public service as a judge, using their powers and learning to arbitrate disputes in the land, as well as help to enforce the laws of Alaric. If they wish to expand their powers, they then begin a period as a free mage, living as a hermit so they can devote all their time to study and learning. Finally, after a period as a free mage, they return to the magisterium to prove their powers and skills, attempting to become a master. Once a master, they can live a life wherever they'd like, even teaching at the magisterium or taking up an apprentice of their own. Academia, Mother City. Academia was not just our first city, but it is also the greatest. From the imperial castle to the river, it is the source of our protection, the source of our leadership. That must have been written when there were still tyrants in charge.
Yeah, that's old too.
The books here are old and undecipherable.
It must be hard to get books out of this shelf. They're all...
Since they're all facing the wall.
Yes.
Spas of Catamarca. Founded in 113 as a simple village around a spring, it wasn't 174 when the second tyrant built the citadel. Who cares? I want to know when it was, not when it wasn't. Built on top of a cliff that housed that original spring, this building was both a stronghold as well as a vacation home for the second tyrant, who sought out mystical powers said to be found in the spring's waters. Besides the tyrant, others flocked to those miraculous waters, freely available from fountains at the base of the citadel, though access to the master spring was restricted only to the tyrant. Bunch of musty books. Undecipherable musty books. Pnyx, City of Mystery. Mystery?
Mystery, yeah.
City
or
of
Mr. E.
Mr. E. Mr. Y? Mr. I? The city Pnyx is home of the Magisterium, that mysterious school of mages who give us our laws and justice through the grace of Alaric. But Pnyx is more than just a school, for it houses rare books and great wonders. Built on the principles of learning, it is a wondrous city to visit.
We will. We will.
Lost Cult of Sheila. During the last days of the third tyrant, an underground cult began to arise, challenging the authority of the tyrant. This cult worshipped Sheila, the sea behemoth, viewing it as a god who controlled the seas. It was even said that worship included making sacrifices to the beasts.
I'm so bad at scrolling down.
Finally, the tyrant sent forth his bravest commander and a small troop of men to destroy the cult, attacking by stealth. The commander was armed with the legendary Sword of the Heroes, the most powerful weapon of the tyrant. However, it was shortly after they left Academia, heading northwest, that Alaric appeared, ending the rule of the tyrants forever. Of the cult, nothing remains, be it due to the Sword of Heroes or the powers of Alaric, for the troops never returned, and the powers of the cult vanished. Even the location of the temple is unknown, save that it is in the northwest.
We'll visit there too. Guess that's all the books in the library.
All the books?
Well, there's
probably enough for today.
there's one book in here if you want to read this. There might be a book on the shelf too. I'd have to look.
Exploration of Seldane Ruins by Timon. My focus is upon the ruins outside Pnyx, as the source of the river Tirinth, though I shall also attempt to connect the various pylons found in various remote locations, as well as the more recent discoveries in the swamp south of the plains of Chalkis. The similarities between the building materials, as well as the architectural style, clearly indicate a common origin, though minor stylistic variations are found, which I believe are related more to the purpose of the buildings rather than any other factor.
This, by the way, is Alaric's room. And his private study up there is locked.
Oh no, it's locked.
It's We don't have a way to get in there right now.
Bestiary of Aesop's Magical Beasts, which we already read, right?
No.
Nope. Thought we did. Well,
we read Legendary Beasts.
Oh. While I thought my bestiary complete with my previous volume, Legendary Beasts, it is obvious that I have missed creatures created by magical means. It is to be noted that I have had no personal experience with any of the entries listed here. Rather, these are all gathered with conversation with various mages. Golem. This creature is the folly of the mages. It was created as a servant, magically animated earth. Unfortunately, the creature would continue to exist even after the death of its master. Without a master, they become dangerous to all around them, inspiring the trade of golem hunter. Fortunately, the need for such a profession has since passed, and mages now know better than to create such open-ended spells. Undead and skeletons. Through a form of most evil magic, the dead bodies of humans can be transformed into walking servants. It is to be stressed that this form of magic is not taught, and in truth, were it not for very reliable witnesses, it should not even be possible to use magic in this fashion. Lech.
Again.
If one were to take the process of creating an undead servant and apply that process to the living body of the caster, it is theorized that an evil abomination would be created by the procedure. Again, it is to be noted that this creature is pure theoretical in nature. The author believes that the mages have speculated on this creature to explain the possible existence of undead servants. Demons. For lack of a better term, this would be a summoned magical entity, an egregore created purely of magical essence. Again, this is a theoretical creature, postulated as an experiment to create a servant like a golem, but without the problems associated with that.
Actually, demons have all the problems of golems, and are worse. Alright, well, we've done a lot of reading.
But they don't
Shorty's
have to
done a
brush
lot of
their
reading.
teeth.
Yeah, and you can't hunt them like you can golems, unless you have magic.
Talked to most of the dwellers of Land King Hall, learned to cook, read the books.
And next time, we'll actually leave Land King Hall, so stay tuned.
Well, no promises.
Unless we encounter the Land King Hall glitch, which would be tragic. Bye.